Hello everybody and welcome to Indestructible Potatoes Potato Lounge number 33. Hi, it's Logan. How's everybody doing today? So we had some news. We got some big news coming out. We got For Honor dropping next week. And the week after that we've got Halo Wars 2 dropping. Very exciting news, at least for most people who enjoy Ubisoft and who enjoy some Bungie. Or I guess now it's 343, but still, same concept. But let's jump into it. We got a lot of news to go through. Now to start off, this will be a major Mass Effect news bring to you guys. So I'm going to be going through a lot of Mass Effect Andromeda news, so here it goes. The new alien race called the Ketts, K-E-T-T-S. It's a lot of side stories with this race. So from what I was reading in the Mass Effect Andromeda series, they're bringing back a lot of the new races. At the same time, they're bringing in a new race called the Ketts that will apparently have a lot of side missions to themselves. As of before, there will be more and more, side missions for you to explore because it's no longer taking that same alleyway as the original Mass Effect trilogy. This is taking a completely different path into just finding a place to call your own. So, let's see. You won't feature every species from the original trilogy. That is not ruled out. That if they don't show up, that they won't show up for future installments. Humans, Asaris, Turians, Krogans, and Solarians are, as of now, the ones that are supposed to show up. That was actually in the original ones. So far, there is a lot of debate as to who is going to be in the new series. In terms of speaking, they're going to come up with new ones. They're going to use old ones. They're going to redesign the old ones to look better. The way that this is going to work is that they're basically going to make more of the Mass Effect universe. They're going to expand it, kind of like how Star Wars is expanding in a way. How Disney's expanding it through comics and movies and side stories and everything else. How they're going to come up with a TV show with maybe, who knows. But there's a lot of news coming out. This is one thing that they're going to do is it's not going to feature every single one. Now you might hear like side audio might involve something that you know of from the original trilogy, like the Reapers. I don't know if they'll be mentioned or not. Who knows? There's flip a coin, you decide. But one of the things you got to keep an ear out for with the new Mass Effect Andromeda series is that there's going to be a lot of new things. There's going to be a lot of different things. You're going to get a different experience, completely different from the original, because it's no longer going to be along the lines of Shepard. You're getting a completely new protagonist. It's going to feature less linear planets and hub planets. It's an opening potential for more exploring and side questing, which is fantastic. Because one thing that people loved about Mass Effect 2 was the amount of exploring that one could do, and the fact that you could just go to planet in each different solar system, and each different planet would have something. You would either, get minerals, get stuff to upgrade shit that you had, or on a slight chance you would have the chance of getting like a thing where you actually have to go down in the planet and you get to explore and you get a PDA and you get to learn the story about wherever the fuck you were or wherever the fuck you are. That is fascinating to me. One thing that BioWare did a great job with was expanding the universe through things that you maybe didn't want or maybe didn't have any knowledge of, and that's fantastic, and that's why a lot of people stay behind BioWare in their storytelling process. There'll be 6 types of side questions. You still have loyalty missions. Loyalty missions will be making a return to the new one, kind of like Mass Effect 2, where you can get your character a loyalty, and your loyalty will give them a boost of some sort, health, guns, and maybe, as always, there's going to be some sort of cosmetic that comes with it. You're going to have a different look to their gear. We got a biohazard obstacles. To what I read was that you will have to go through specific areas that you can't not go into if you don't have a certain material. Which means you have to write, as I would write down where I was or what planet I was in, how to get back to it maybe, and what I needed to get back to that planet specifically. Or I remember at a split second when I'm going through the marketplace, kind of like the Citadel in Mass Effect 2. They will have uncovering drop zones. Now the drop zones, from what I've read, will have a variety of different things. There's a good chance that they will have credits, crafting materials, maybe some guns, maybe some gear, maybe even a new, some new PDAs. But I say PDAs, I really just mean they're going to give you, more stuff to learn from, more shit to read. As we all don't like, BioWare does a great job of expanding the universe through reading. They will have different planets having different enemy bases, and destroying them is all part of the universe now. So which means if you go into a planet and it's heavily fortified by an enemy presence, you destroy that presence and it will maybe be yours, or you'll be able to colonize it for a different species. There's optional boss fights that are highly rewarding, apparently, which means that, on those planets, wherever you're at, you go there, you do what you do. If you find a boss, you kill that boss, and you get either a lot of credits, some amazing piece of gear or weaponry, or you get something else. Maybe a side character. I don't know. Something special like that might come up from it. There will still be scanning. So as I said before, scanning will come back like in Mass Effect 2 and 3. Like I said, 2 will be, hopefully it won't be as hard as, it won't be as stupid as 3, because 3 was ridiculously insane. Less formulaic romanting. It's going to be open-ended. They can have a relationship with someone who isn't even on the Normandy. I thought that was fascinating. Apparently, one of the guys who created the game, I don't remember who exactly, said that he was able to keep a relationship with someone he had on a different planet. And I thought that was absolutely fascinating, since every other Mass Effect you would have the relationship with someone on the Normandy, and then that would lead to, quote-unquote, you having sex in their room, or in Shepard's room. As we all know, the cinematics and everything else, oh my god, they're so erotic. Oh, yeah, whatever. Something like that, but it will be, you can actually have a different one, and they're going to be a lot more difficult. From what I've read, they're going to be a lot more complex. They're not going to be as, do this, get on their good side, and you're now together. It's now going to be, you have to do this, you're going to have to go through some drama, it's going to be this, and this. It's going to be a longer thing to go through to get to the situation that you're in. Multiplayer and campaign will have a cohesive experience, changing the classes on the fly during multiplayer. I found this to be one of the most interesting factors of it. I found the multiplayer in Mass Effect 3 to be extremely awesome. I found it to be the best thing ever, because it was actually kind of fun for me, because it was actually challenging at certain points. You had bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Platinum being the absolute hardest, bronze being the absolute easiest from, into the spectrums. And I actually found it fascinating, because whatever you did, your galactic readiness would go up in the campaign. And I found that to be fascinating, because regardless as to what you did, if you could actually win against the Reapers with, if you finished the campaign with 1,000 people and you got the galactic readiness up to 100, you could easily win it with, I don't know, I don't remember how the statistics work in the game, but I found it fascinating. We have procedural cover system. From what I read, it will have more of a fluid cover system where you don't have to click anything, as you had to do it. I think it was right bumper to get into cover, or that might be GTA, I can't remember. But it was either you had to, instead of clicking a button to get into cover, whenever you run into cover, you get into it immediately. I feel like that might be kind of buggy to begin with. The idea of just automatically having cover is kind of difficult, because you could accidentally, kill yourself if you decide to, I don't know, something could happen to the game, you could bug into it. But I feel like automatic covering system might not be the best, but you have to see how it turns out in about, 8 weeks or so. And there won't be a season pass. BioWare has come out and said that there won't be a season pass for the game, which is alright with me, because their DLC is already absolutely I said worthless, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I mean absolutely worth it, because it actually adds to the story and to the multiplayer at some point in time. Because it used to be, you buy a DLC, you get campaign bonuses, and then it would give you free multiplayer stuff, like a free map, maybe a free map or two, 2 new characters, a few new guns, and a new pack or so. Something stupid, something silly like that, but it would do that exactly, and I found that to be extremely awesome. But that's all the Mass Effect Andromeda news that we've got, so let's go on and get into something else. John Hurt passed away at the age of 77. He was starring in movies like Alien, Hercules, Doctor Who, Snowpiercer, Harry Potter, and Hellboy. I was actually kind of heartbroken when I heard about John Hurt passing away. I found him to be a fascinating actor, and I respected him a lot, so he will be missed. Overwatch passes 25 million players, up 5 million from October. So it's been about 2 months, and they've gone up 5 million players, and that's also gone with the Christmas sale, which I would assume would probably be the biggest thing that would come up to Overwatch's eyesight with all that. Don't Breathe director and producer is in talks for a sequel. Fede Alvarez and Sam Ramami. Mortal Kombat movie reboot lands director Simon McQuaid, McQuoid. He's done commercials before for PlayStation, Halo, and apparently they are award-winning. I'm not aware of this. I think he did do commercials for the Super Bowl, not the recent one, but in the past. James Wan to produce, Greg Russo to write the script, and Wan says he doesn't intend to rush the project, so he's going to take his time and be very thoughtful about his process as to how he's going to make movies compared to how the movies were done back in 1980 when they were first done, because they looked like shit. Justice League reported to include someone from the Green Lanterns Corps. Since the standalone Green Lanterns movie isn't supposed to hit theaters till 2020, they have to fill the Justice League with some random Green Lantern, which doesn't make sense if you're thinking about the Justice League, as the Avengers has done it, because DC is still trying to catch up. Marvel had the chance to build on to everybody and then come up with the Avengers, but DC is pushing to the Justice League before they're even able to get a standpoint for the Green Lantern, which is a mistake. At least to my thinking, I think it is. Live action Winnie the Pooh movie titled Christopher Robin. Mark Forster to direct. Alex Ross Perry is penning the script, similar to Ted, but more family friendly. You take it as you want. Ted wasn't family friendly to begin with. Winnie the Pooh is, I don't know. It's going to be like the Jungle Book, kind of. Ubisoft to incorporate less narrative less narrative story into its upcoming games. Games will still have a story, but games will still have a story. Makes sense. The more freedom, the more freedom for the players. Basically, what they're trying to say. Unexpected things to happen is what they want to do. Is because they want people to come up with things out of their mind instead of coming up with something themselves. Lazy. It wants players to express themselves, share unexpected moments with their friends. Here's the issue: if you don't have friends, you can't express those moments with your friends. If Ubisoft is trying to do that, they probably should stop making Watch Dogs. Overwatch First Strike graphic novel has been cancelled. I'm hurt. The lead writer says ultimately decided to take the story in a different direction, says Michael Chu. Drift canceled for the Xbox One, a VR space game from 310 Company. Microsoft cancels Scalebound. From what I heard about, we already heard about this a while ago, but Scalebound has been canceled due to, I guess, product. It was delayed last year and has been completely canceled this year. One of the games that I was actually very excited for this year, because it actually incorporated some sort of co-op between you and the other people you were playing with to kind of kill these big beasts. I also found it extremely fascinating because of its kind of witty nature. It seemed to have kind of like Sunset Overdrive. Apocalypse Now video game has been announced. Developing a psychological horror RPG around the 1979 movie. It's a Kickstarter. Put that on your mind and think about that for a while. It's aiming for a 2020 release date. Players will have the ability to make their own decisions independent of the original narrative, narrating the unspeakable horrors of the Vietnam War. Now, if anybody hasn't seen Apocalypse Now, it deals with Charlie Sheen going through the Vietnam War, trying to find one man who betrayed the U.S. Army. Now, it kind of goes through a lot of different aspects. I won't go into detail. I recommend you watch it because it's one of the best films out there about the Vietnam War. It's actually really good. I recommend it. Actually, one scene in it, Charlie Sheen actually breaks his hand in a mirror, and he was on drugs at the time, which is it's still kind of humorous if you think about it now because he's been on a lot of drugs. But he breaks his hand in a mirror and just sits there with his hand bleeding, and the director just let it shoot because that was his actual hand. So. The young Han Solo film to be like a Western and heist film. Emilia Clarke to appear in the film. It's opening in theaters May 25th, 2018. The news of the release date moved to Christmas of 2018, News of the release date moved to Christmas of 2018. It's aiming for a release date of December 13th, 2018 over May 25th. As most Star Wars are coming out now, they're aiming for December for that sweet, sweet Christmas money that they want so much. There was going to be a Halo Mega Bloks game back in 2013. In Space was developed. Had a code name of Hagar, Haggar. It was a third-person action game for the Xbox 360. Speculation that the game was cancelled due to Microsoft's shift to Xbox One makes sense because graphics, probably. And the company actually seemed... I've never heard of InSpace before, so I'm assuming the company was kind of... Nyeh. Nintendo Switch, as we all know, is a release date of March 3rd, 2017 for a total of $299.99. Tekken 7 has been delayed. A release date... released on the PA... will be released on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Aiming for a June 2nd, 2017 release date. Prey's release date has been released for May 5th, 2017 on a release of PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Monster Hunter is turning into a film. Paul W.S. Anderson wants to direct this film. Here, the plot that he kind of laid out was an average American gets pulled into a parallel universe filled with monsters. That's the plot. Eventually, the monsters world comes to our world. 2 movies, not just one. Anderson directed Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. So, depending on how that one turns out, and depending on the feel that people get from this film, I've never played Monster Hunters. I don't know anything about Monster Hunters, so I'm going to assume that it's going to be somewhat crappy. To my knowledge, all you do in Monster Hunter is you hunt monsters, you gear yourself up, and you... I don't know. I don't know at all. Someone explain to me in the comments below, please. Warcraft producer Legendary Pictures acquires the rights to Dune. They are allowed to develop both films and TV projects, produced by Clay Boiter, Thomas Tull, and Mary Parent. The Rampage movie, we all know the game Rampage. They're making a movie about it. Brad Payton will direct. The monsters to appear in the movie are the lizard, the ape, and the wolf, the classic animals that we all know. It centers around a lab that affects the animals, causing them to rampage. Plot seems kind of weak. It's going to probably end with the animals dying at the end, or the world's going to go into absolute chaos and turmoil. MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries is coming out in 2018, single player with full campaign. And last but not actually last, this is the last thing. Lego City Undercover coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC sometime in 2017. To my knowledge, Lego Undercity, what the hell was I saying? Yeah, Lego City Undercover. God damn it. Lego City Undercover deals with just some Lego character that's going around busting things. It's gonna have to be like G-rated because that's what most Lego movies are. I meant Lego game. Is that a movie? No, it's a game. Sorry, my brain's not working right now. I don't know. It's gonna have to be like G or something. It's gonna have to be something like really weird. But thank you guys for joining me on a lot of this news. I know a lot of it was Mass Effect Andromeda. I know people don't have a lot of interest in it since it's going to be a completely new series, and people just want to go back to when Shepard was a badass, and we all know how BioWare fucked it all up. We get it. But this is actually exciting. They're making a new game, a new trilogy, probably. Don't know. Don't quote me on that. They're making a new game. Now, they know how popular the Mass Effect series is with gamers. It's very popular. It's a huge thing. And the story is insane, too, because people actually got behind it with, getting emotional attachments to Shepard and everything. People cried and yada, yada, yada. The game was good. I'm excited for Andromeda for a variety of reasons. I won't go into detail, but, keep an open mind when you're thinking about these games. A lot of them right now are getting bashed on for being, too mainstream and whatnot. So I would give them the benefit of the doubt until you either try it for yourself or watch somebody else play it on YouTube. But you flip a coin and you decide. But thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Potato Lounge. It's been a joy. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy giving you guys the news. But if you guys could leave a like, comment, tell me what you guys think, and make sure you guys subscribe. Hit that button. Definitely hit that button. And I will see you guys in the next Potato Lounge. Thank you guys. Stay informed.